Conceal and carry laws are affecting K-State. Find out how it could be affecting you.
Drag queens took over McCain last weekend. Stay tuned to meet the queen herself.
And an anti-Trump rally was held on campus. Find out why. All this and much more coming up on Channel 8 News.
It's a partly cloudy morning here in Manhattan today, so be sure to grab a jacket on your way out the door. Stay tuned for more details on the weather.
This is KKSU-LD, covering Manhattan, Riley County, and the Flint Hills, broadcasting in high definition from Kansas State University. You're watching Channel 8 News.
Welcome to this semester's first edition of Channel 8 News. I'm Dario Nixon.
And I'm Alicia Salcedo. President Trump has passed an executive order to ban travel from certain countries overseas. This ban is affecting K-State students and faculty. Channel 8 reporter Maya Hodge has more.
Imagine spending years working on a doctoral degree at K-State while your husband is half a world away. That's where Farzaneh Zaid was when she took the time to visit her husband in her home country of Iran. Due to President Trump's recent ban on residents of Muslim countries, Zaid was unable to return to K-State, where she is involved in research for her degree in physics. The K-State Collegian published an article on February 1st stating there are 63 students and 3 scholars from those countries affected by the ban who are a part of K-State. Jason Tidd, editor-in-chief of the K-State Collegian, discovered Zaid's plight and published her story. Zaid was originally in Germany doing research for K-State before she went back to Iran.
But because of United States visa laws, she had to travel through Iran to go to Germany. And then to get back to the U.S., she had to go back to Iran, then come to the U.S. So she had not made it back to the U.S. Her visa was approved after a 5-month waiting period. It was approved the day before Trump's executive order. And then the next day she found out, you're not going to be able to come back to the U.S.
Because there was no way for Zaid to come back to finish her classes, after speaking to her advisors, her only option was to drop them while she waits 90 days for her visa.
I don't believe anyone should be told they cannot go anywhere because of their religious beliefs. And the fact that it is happening now is extremely ridiculous in my opinion.
K-State President Richard Myers sent out an article on January 29th where he said, "We cannot achieve our goals without a diverse population that includes international students, faculty, and staff." For now, Zaid remains in her home country of Iran while she awaits the 90 days for the renewal of her visa.
As of now, President Trump's executive order is still in full effect despite ongoing protests and rallies, including rallies being held on the K-State campus.
Last week on February 1st, Bosco Plaza held the MHK Solidarity Rally. This protest focused on President Trump's new executive order that limits immigration from certain Middle Eastern countries. Although the temperature was freezing, the rally was a success with several hundred students, faculty, and local residents in attendance. With heartfelt messages and strong points, the speakers spoke with passion and sorrow. Many chants were yelled, including "No Ban, No Wall, Manhattan, Kansas welcomes all."
I'm concerned with the direction that Trump is taking this country. First of all, by banning people from coming into this country. I don't think that's right. I think that that's not what America was founded upon.
The LGBT Club, along with UPC, hosted their annual K-State drag show last Friday in McCain Auditorium. One special drag queen shared her experience and gave us a little sneak peek on what it's like to be her.
Here at K-State, the 13th annual Kansas State Drag Show was recently held by Union Program Council, along with the LGBT Resource Center, Student Organization for Cultural Studies, and the Sexuality and Gender Alliance. Monica Moray, a Kansas State alum, talks about their experience and passion for the annual drag show.
I actually started on my 15th birthday because the only gay people that I knew did drag, and so I thought you were supposed to. And by the time I realized that that was ridiculous and not the case, I was kind of hooked. And I was in Wichita, and I was working, and I had a wonderful drag family that took care of me and that I learned from and grew from, and that's kind of how I got started.
Monica Murray has been in industry for 13 years and done it all, from starring at local drag shows to winning international awards in the drag community. Their biggest takeaway is to try it all and to keep going until you find your fit.
Try everything. Try everything. Because, I've been very blessed in my life to have, not just this. I've tried everything. I'm a stage actor, a singer, I work in marketing. Just try everything. And when it sticks and it feels comfortable, do it until it doesn't stick anymore. And I promise, no matter how freaky your freak flag is, there's somebody else out there that has that.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Andres Rivas.
If you missed out on the 2017 drag show, don't worry, they will be back at K-State next year, hoping to sell out McCain Auditorium once again.
Coming up on Channel 8 News, here are updates on K-State's campus gun laws.
Also after the break, find out how K-Staters spent their Super Bowl Sunday.
I know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
I think of thee, alma mater.
We'll carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
We may take different paths, but we all move forward, preparing for our future in the same historic library. We meet friends in the bustling student union and experience the exciting atmosphere of campus events. We appreciate individual interests and shared passions. Many different paths, one distinct destination. How does campus life become life experience? Connections, involvement, you.
Yesterday in Topeka, the Federal and State Affairs Committee began deliberation House Bill 2074, which would create concealed carry exceptions for certain public buildings, including universities. Channel 8's Jacob Valdez was at the public hearing for the bill last week.
People came from across the state last week to support or oppose HB 2074 in committee. So many that not even 90-second speaking limits were enough to hear them all.
I'm here because I wanted to testify. I didn't get to. Not everybody got to testify that submitted a testimonial.
Adequate security is currently defined by the law as armed guards or electronic scanners at every entrance. Many opposed to the exemptions believe the concealed carry bans are unenforceable without this provision of the law.
All the buildings on Washburn's campus say state or municipal building. And they have a red circle with it's actually an M9. They have an M9 in the middle with it crossed out. And that's stopping the law-abiding citizens. It's not stopping convicted felons that acquire firearms illegally. It's not stopping just criminals. They don't care about your sign. If the adequate safety requirements are met, I'm fine.
Here in Topeka, legislators debate the merits of and hear testimony concerning bills and plans of action. But back in Manhattan, students are wondering how life will change if the laws are or aren't changed before July.
I understand why you would want adequate security measures, and I definitely do want that. But that's not feasible. That's not an option. Obviously, if it was super necessary, we would make it practical to I don't know, move between classes. But budgetarily, I really don't think it's even close to being feasible.
The legislature, we might not like them, but all the time, but they're not stupid, right? They realize that if you want to enforce this, you have to have these security measures. And I understand they're expensive and they're not feasible. So I think that the better option in this case still is to allow people to carry on campus.
Despite their opposing views, both students had similar advice for K-Staters.
I'd say work on getting involved, call your legislators, tell them how you feel.
Definitely you should get in touch with your legislator. If you're from out of state, just a legislator.
It will be up to the students to tell Topeka how they feel. For Channel 8 News, this is Jacob Valdez.
The Kansas State Office of Governmental Relations will host another legislative review session in the union's Big 12 room at noon on Friday the 17th.
It's that time of the year again. Campaigns for student body president and vice president are in full swing. The candidates discuss what it's like to run during the student election.
Campaigning on social media, making t-shirts, talking to administrators and clubs, chalking, and initiating rallies are just some of the tasks at hand for president and vice presidential candidates. Matt Mindrup and Emily Zwick are running for president and vice president of the student body of Kansas State University. Their experience running has been an exciting adventure for both of them.
I've spent a lot of time working with potential students and new student services, and I've really enjoyed working with students, and I thought that this would be an awesome way to work with all of our student population and help give back to them and help enhance their time here.
The focus may be on the presidential candidate running for a position, however the vice president has just as important role.
So I'm currently involved in some different organizations on campus. I have a job at New Student Services, so I get to work with different groups of students and impact them in different ways, but I never felt like I was actually impacting the whole student body. And so I really wanted a position where I felt like I could make a change on campus that would impact everyone around me.
Jack Ayers and Olivia Ballman are also running for president and vice president. Strategy for a successful campaign and future goals to benefit Kansas State University are discussed in meetings between the candidates.
I think one of the unique things about Olivia and I is we both, given that we both have lots of experience in SGA, we both brought different ideas, things that we wanted to focus on together to our partnership. So a lot of our conversations were very natural.
The schedules for the pair of candidates are timed strictly with events ranging from talking with anyone they can to get their message across.
I'm here inside Kansas State Union where both candidates are promoting their campaigns.
Both sets of candidates intend to celebrate if they win the election in their own special way.
I think I would get straight to work in a sense, just because a year can sound long, but I think it goes by really quickly. I think there's a weird transition period too, is you're jumping right into what someone has been doing for a whole year. So I think really making that transition as easy and seamlessly as possible.
Senior Sarah McDermott and junior Maria Bonabon are also running for student body president and vice president. The general election will be held on Tuesday, March 7th at 12 p.m. and will end on Wednesday, March 8th at 6 p.m. For Channel 8 News, I'm Caitlin Sabert.
You can support the candidates by signing up to volunteer or by following them on social media.
After the break, we'll hear how the weekend weather is looking.
And stay tuned to find out how K-Staters spent their Sunflower Showdown against KU.
Open doors, warm hellos, classes spark ideas, traditions create memories, labs lead to partners, late nights, crazy nights. Hail, hail, hail? Studying hard, hardly studying. One last Manhattan sunset, caps and gowns, pomp and circumstance. We're on this journey together, remembering that every open door can lead to a warm hello. What is the K-State experience? Family, pride, you. Land Grant University, entrusted with serving the needs of our communities and world through the nation's most important research and testing. We don't cater to what's popular. We come together to find out what's next, what will save lives and better the world. Since 1863, our values haven't changed, but our methods have. What defines a land grant university? Community, progress, you.
I'm Ngọc Trân from Đà Lạt, Việt Nam.
I'm Raphael from St. Mary's, Kansas.
Mình nói cả tiếng Việt và tiếng Anh.
I only speak one language, unless you count Pig Latin. Oh, you don't? Okay, one language.
I'm new to K-State and want to experience everything I can in Manhattan.
I'm hungry. Do you want to go eat some ice cream?
Sure.
Become an international buddy today and develop new friendships and experience different cultures.
How do you say Wabash in your language?
What's a Wabash?
With Valentine's Day approaching, 2 local businesses are prepping for the holiday. Hazel Hill Chocolates and Steve's Floral, both located in downtown Manhattan, are gearing up for one of their busiest days of the year. Hazel Hill is taking custom orders for their variety of candies. The hand-dipped strawberries are one of their most popular items for the holiday and can be bought by the half pound. Steve's Floral is prepping for orders by offering a variety of specials in-store and online at a range of prices. In their 13th year of business, Steve's Floral looks forward to serving the Manhattan community.
Valentine's is all about love and romance, but everyday flowers, whether it's a funeral for a family, everything is colorful. So we like to think that we do this as if it was our own family that we're designing for.
Darielle, I don't know about you, but I am tired of this cold weather. Do you think there'll be any more of it?
Well, according to the groundhog, looks like we're going to have about 6 more weeks of it.
Oh, no.
But let's turn it over to weather anchor Molly Burt to get this weekend's weather. Molly?
Thank you, Darielle and Alicia. Like they said, Punxsutawney Phil did predict 6 more weeks of winter, and it looks like that's holding true for a lot of the country. Up in Seattle, we're going to have temperatures about 47 as rain starts to fall in that area. It'll be a little bit warmer to the south in Arizona and California, especially warm down in Florida with 75 as usual. And then we're going to have some about 20 degrees here in Kansas, so again, one of the lower temperatures, but not the worst we've seen. And finally, up toward New York, they're going to be having some heavy snowfall, so their temperatures are going to be mid to high 30s. Meanwhile, like I said, lots of rain in the Seattle area. That is going to descend a little bit more to the south around the California area. We're not going to see any precipitation here in Kansas, maybe a lot of wind, partly cloudy down in Dallas, naturally sunny in Florida, and finally quite a bit of snow up in the northeast. As for Kansas, it's going to be a little bit warmer toward Manhattan and Kansas City. Temperatures in the mid to low 30s. A lot colder to the west and down toward Wichita with temperatures in the 20s. Finally, for our 5-day forecast, we're going to be 30s to 40s for the rest of this week, but then it's going to jump up over the weekend. We might even see temperatures as warm as 70 degrees, a lot more sun, and then back to the 40s and 50s at the beginning of next week. So as you ramp up for Valentine's Day, at least have a jacket on you for your significant other. Back to the desk with you, Darielle and Alicia.
Thanks, Molly. Coming up next, find out where women's basketball stands.
Also, stay tuned for an in-studio live performance.
Goes number 1.
Oh man, the fans, Manhattan, Octagon is doing, it's a tough place to play, we feed off the energy.
Better get ready, because here come the Wildcats.
Wiesman, does she hit a fourth? Oh my goodness, in the zone!
Lewis running the floor, catches, spins, and scores. How about that footwork? K-State have won in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Hi, I'm Tunde from Lagos, Nigeria.
And I'm Ronnie from Spring Hill, Kansas.
During festivals, I wear my kaftan.
On K-State game days, I wear purple and a foam finger.
I've never been to an American football game.
I've never been out of this country. You want to go tailgating this weekend?
Sure.
Become an international buddy today and develop new friendships and experience different cultures.
Would you happen to have a purple kaftan?
Only for game days.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Last weekend was a big weekend for sports. Sports anchor Tyler Waymeyer has the details. Tyler?
Thanks, Darielle. Rival schools KU and K-State meet on the court this past Monday, continuing the Sunflower Showdown.
February 6, 2017 was a date that was marked in every Kansan's calendar because the Sunflower Showdown came to Bramwich Coliseum. K-Staters showed up in all purple to support their Wildcats. The rival men's basketball team's history dates back to the 1900s. 1907 was the first time the teams met on the court. As the teams prepare for a showdown inside of Bramwich Coliseum, outside of the stadium was another story. K-State supporters lined up at the door as early as 8 a.m. in hopes of having a great view of the game. When asked what the Sunflower Showdown meant to students, they were straight to the point.
It means a lot because I hate KU.
Despite the sea of purple, K-State came up short by 3 points, losing to Kansas 74-71. When students were asked what their plans were after the game, win or lose.
Still traveling.
In Manhattan, Kansas, for Channel 8 News, I'm Tyler Waymire.
Both teams put up a good fight, but KU made off in Manhattan. K-State men's basketball will be back in Bramwich on February 15th at 6 p.m. The K-State women's basketball team is back in the rankings. Despite coming off a loss against the Texas Longhorns Saturday, the women's team moved back into the rankings for the 6th time this season at number 25. The women's victory over Oklahoma State and Texas Tech were enough to make up for the loss to Texas. The Wildcats were off this week and will next take on Iowa State this Saturday at home in Bramwich Coliseum. On the NFL front, millions tuned in to watch the 51st Super Bowl between the Falcons and the Patriots. We sent Patrick White to talk to fans trying to use food to cope their team's playoff losses.
My name's Daniel English, and I'm a Raiders fan. My team's not playing in the Super Bowl, so I'm just here for the sports ball and making some snacks.
My whole family are Chiefs fans, and they lost, so I'm just here for the halftime show.
Only 2 teams make it to the finals in the Super Bowl, which means the fans of the other 30 are feeling a little disappointed today. That doesn't mean they're sitting out, because Super Sunday is America's snack holiday in which people go crazy for food.
We're going to be making pigs in a blanket. I'm going to take some crescent roll dough and wrap them around little smokies and then bake them in the oven until they're golden delicious. You're going to separate them into these big triangles. And then you're going to take these triangles and cut them in half lengthwise so you get 2 even triangles, like so. And then you're going to take your little smoky and you're going to wrap the triangle around it, like this. So you have a little blanket around each one of your little smokies. And then you're going to place them on your greased pan. And then you're going to bake them at 375 degrees for about 8 minutes or until they're golden brown.
While the food puts a smile on his face, it doesn't erase the pain of having to watch somebody else's team in the big game. Patrick White, Channel 8 News.
Fans may be feeling down, but the game itself was a thriller, with the Patriots' dramatic comeback victory in overtime, 34-28, over the Falcons. That's all for sports this week. Be sure to go out and support the Cats at home this Saturday for the women's basketball, and tune in for the men's basketball game on Saturday as they face West Virginia. Now back to Alicia and Darielle.
Thanks, Tyler. Don't go anywhere. After the break, we have a special in-studio musical performance.
From the golden flowers that give our state its nickname, to Kansas City's smoky scarlet barbecue, past the unique tint of limestone bedrock, we drive with pride to support future K-Staters. From the hilltops of Lawrence to the familiar streets of Aggieville, we love to show our purple pride. Whether you are K-State alumni or Wildcat fans, purchase the #1 Affinity license plate in Kansas today and help us paint the highway purple.
I'm Kathleen from Meiningen, Germany. I'm Ginger from Overland Park, Kansas. I've traveled to London and saw the Parliament, studied in Mexico City, spent the summer in Austria, went skiing in the Alps. Oh, and I visited the Eiffel Tower in Paris.
Well, I've been to the world's largest ball of twine.
Can we go?
Of course!
Become an international buddy today and develop new friendships and experience different cultures.
Up next, the world's deepest hand-dug well.
Is it near the Grand Canyon?
Family is everything. They're the reason you work so hard and your motivation to reach for more. Your K-State family offers a way to get that degree you've always wanted. Kansas State University Global Campus provides flexible online learning and professional development opportunities. We'll be there when you're ready. Enroll now for K-State Global Campus. Always on, always there.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Today we have a special guest in the studio, Jacob Wright with his saxophone. Erica Young has more. Erica?
Hi, Jacob Wright. I want to take this time out to say thank you for coming in our studio, and your socks are dope.
Thank you. Thank you for having me in.
All right. So first question is, can you kind of tell us how you got started in the industry?
I was about 6 or 7. My dad was listening to a Dexter Gordon record.
Okay.
And at that point, I decided I wanted to play saxophone. I kind of knew I always wanted to do something with music. But after hearing that, I was like, okay, yeah, Dad, I want to play that instrument. And then a couple years later, I picked it up. But that was really where I was inspired to play.
Do you have a special memory that you want to share with us?
Probably the biggest memory I have. It was between my sophomore and junior year of high school, and I played with a national honor ensemble. We played in the Kennedy Center in D.C.
Oh, okay.
And we got there, went through the whole trip, had all of our rehearsals, and then it took until the day of the performance when we walked out on stage. I'm like, oh crap, I'm playing in the Kennedy Center. So this scrawny little awkward 16-year-old walks out on stage, and it was an amazing performance. Emotions all over the place. It was so much fun.
That's awesome. So can you give us an inside scoop on your senior rehearsal that's coming up?
So over the past couple years, as a music major, it's always a thing that you do your junior and senior year, and you have a recital. So this recital is going to be a little different from what a lot of other saxophone players do. Because I play classical, I play jazz, I arrange music as well. So I've got all three of those musical entities encompassed in this recital, and a lot of other people are involved. There's 14 other people aside from me involved in my recital on Sunday, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and thanks for joining us today. I'm going to toss it back at the desk with Alicia.
Thanks, Erica. Thank you for joining us today on Channel 8 News. We'll see you right back here next Thursday at 8:30 a.m.
But don't go anywhere just yet. We will leave you with the musical stylings of Jacob Wright.
I'm Alicia Salcedo.
And I'm Dario Nixon. Have a great day.
Thank you.